Dayton City Commission meeting will now come to order. Please rise for the invocation. Remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. This morning, Commissioner Fairchild will be given the invocation.
O gracious one, as spring unfolds before our eyes and the new blooms come, you remind us that change can be beautiful. We pray that your Spirit comes here and infuses us with that same creative spirit, that we may lead according to your will and create a city that's blooming for all. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Blackshear, may I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
Okay, may I have a motion then to approve the minutes from the April 16th meeting?
So moved, John.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the April 16th meeting. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Okay, communications and petitions.
There are none, Your Honor.
There are none. Okay, we do have a presentation this morning. So I'd like to invite Mr. Kevin Liddy, Chair of the Sister Cities Committee, to the podium to give us a community update. Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing great.
So my name is Kevin Leidy. I'm the chair of the Dayton Sister City Committee, and I wanted to appreciate the opportunity to come and give an update about the activities that the Sister City Committee is doing with regards to each of our 7 sister cities. I always like to give a reminder about where Sister Cities International began. So I want to start with a quote from Eisenhower, who's credited with founding Sister Cities International, and he says that peaceful relations between nations require understanding and mutual respect between individuals. Sister Cities International began in 1956, and since then over 400 cities across the United States have established relationships with 1,800 communities in over 140 countries. Dayton was an early adopter of this model, having our first sister city in 1964. So some of the things that are happening will kind of go in chronological order. So our first sister city was in Augsburg, Germany, and this year we're continuing to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the establishment of that relationship. So in a few weeks, about 18 students from Augsburg, Germany will be coming to, 18 students and their teachers will be coming to Dayton for a 9-day homestay experience with Dayton area families. Last August, the city of Augsburg welcomed an adult delegation from Dayton. And then in August of this year, from about August 2nd to 6th, Dayton will play host to a delegation coming from Augsburg, including the mayor of Augsburg. Oiso, Japan. In July, 3 students and 2 ceramic artists will be traveling to Dayton's second oldest sister city, and the oldest sister city relationship between a city in Ohio and a city in Japan. While the students will be staying with host families, the ceramic artists are going to be staying in an artists collective bed and breakfast where they will be collaborating with other Japanese ceramic artists to learn the craft. And their work will be on display. Our sister city of Oiso has a pottery festival in October, and so their work will be on display there. But I'm also working with the folks over at the Dayton Art Institute. They currently have a couple of Japanese art exhibits, but we're also looking to see if we can't incorporate what the artists do over there and what they bring back in the DAI Dialogues program that they have. Also in September, Dayton will have representation at the U.S.-Japan Summit that is being held over in Osaka, as well as the World Expo that is taking place there. Monrovia, Liberia. Our Monrovian co-chairs traveled to Monrovia back in February, where they met with the Monrovian mayor to discuss possibilities of this revitalized relationship. They also met with the newly established Liberia Sister City Association and the Liberia country representative from Sister Cities International. Meetings are being held, or were held at the time, with the U.S. Embassy over there in Monrovia, as well as 2 local schools to discuss potential future exchanges. And then lastly, they spent time with the Dayton-based Library for Africa, and they helped to distribute books, and they toured potential sites for the first public library in Liberia. Holon, Israel, something that began out of necessity during the pandemic has turned into a blossoming, robust exchange with our sister city of Holon. Starting in January, virtual presentations have been conducted in which different elements of both Dayton and Holon's cities kind of showcase some of their accomplishments and field questions. So it kind of alternates from city to city. Two of the most recent, Holon's Save a Child's Heart Hospital gave a presentation where they talked about how they saved the lives of critically ill children suffering from heart disease in countries where access to such pediatric care is either minimal or non-existent. And then Dayton, the Boonshoff Museum of Discovery presented to the folks in Holon about how they connect adults and children. I mean, I don't know anybody who has not been to the Boonshoff Museum here, but how they connect adults and children with nature, and they preserve collections for future generations. Sarajevo in Bosnia-Herzegovina. The Dayton Sister City Committee is currently working on the planning of events that are commemorating the 30th anniversary of the Dayton Peace Accords, and that's going to be taking place in November. But we're also preparing for the continuation of the Day Beha Youth Leadership Program. Tentatively, the representatives from the Dayton Mediation Center, which partners with the Sister City Committee, will be traveling in October to work with Beha students and teachers as they prepare for a 3-week-long homestay here in Dayton. And that'll take place in November, where the students, if many of you recall, actually give presentations during one of the City Commission meetings. Rushmore, England. Communication with Rushmore continues following the 2024 visit by 30 students from Farnborough College of Technology. While a visit to Rushmore has been delayed because of a change in their governmental organization, exchange opportunities with Rushmore International, which is a citizen-based group, is improving since they had some reorganization. There might be some funds available for citizen-to-citizen visits. There's also a potential link between Farnborough Air Sciences Trust and the National Aviation Heritage Area here in Dayton. Lastly, Southfleet, Palestine. A new governor was recently appointed in Southfleet, and there's a motivation to actively expand our relationship with Southfleet. And to that end, as part of his TEFL studies at Wright State, there's a student who is facilitating an English as a foreign language class with about a couple dozen students from Al-Quds University in Southfleet. And through that relationship, we're working on planning to bring officials and professors from Al-Quds University and in the not too distant future, students as well, to Wright State. Additionally, we're having conversations to revisit a collaboration with Central State University and regarding their aquaponics research. Lastly, we've got 2 events that are taking place that I want to draw your attention to, both happening in August. The first is the event that's going to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. Typically, we've had an event at this time that commemorates the years of peace between the U.S. and Japan following the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But this year, in collaboration with the Japanese American Citizen League and the Dayton International Peace Museum, the event's going to be widened to welcome the entirety of Dayton's diverse community. So we're in touch with Welcome Dayton. We're in touch with many other organizations around the community to try to widen it and celebrate the end of World War II and just really focus on peace. It'll take place on August 5th, and it's going to be held at the Peace Museum, and we're still working on details to try to figure out the logistics of what's going to happen. Also in August, we're actively working to bring a music group based out of our sister city of Holon. Founded in 2007 by Israeli and Palestinian friends, the group includes male and female members singing and rapping in Hebrew, Arabic, Russian, Yiddish, Aramaic, and English. They promote messages of hope and reconciliation. Their performances, which are rooted in hip-hop, draw from classical and popular Arab music to jazz, Jewish medieval folk music, and Russian songs, and it aims to connect people across languages and cultures. They came in November. 2 of their members came in November and performed like a little impromptu gig down in the Peace Museum, and I think everybody that was in the room was moved to tears. We have actually been working with the Levitt Pavilion, and they are on the calendar to perform at the Levitt in August. I'm actively working on their visa application to try to bring them here, and as many of you know, it's a very precarious travel to try to get them to come over here. So I provided a calendar that it's kind of like a 2-year calendar. Again, a lot of that is tentative, but that's what we've got planned for the next couple years of things with each of them. You can see it's pretty full for an all-volunteer committee. It's not too bad. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about our program or what we're doing, anything like that.
Okay, great presentation, a lot of good information. Thank you. So, Commissioners, Commissioner Turner-Sloss, any questions or comments?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Leidy, for being here. Thank you for your leadership. And please extend our gratitude to the entire Sister City Committee. This is very helpful.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, I don't know if you already have it in the makings, if this could be readily available on our website.
Yep.
Just so we can have the particulars, the dates, and all.
Yeah, it's on the, if you go, the link from the city's website to our page has a drop-down for the 2-year calendar, and then the actual live calendar is linked there as well. So, yeah. But I have to give credit to our Vice Chair, Lori Sims Park. She traveled to California and had a Sister Cities meeting with other Sister Cities, and she brought that back and said this would be a great idea. And so I have to give credit where credit's due.
Absolutely. Well, please extend our gratitude and appreciation. And I just would like to thank Commissioner Joseph for his leadership on the Sisters Committee and all the work that is being done. And more than ever, this is definitely needed in this challenging time. So thank you for echoing the work and uplifting the work of peace that is definitely needed across the world. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fairchild.
Yeah, just echo those gratitude. So thank you for this. It's exciting to see kind of a breath of fresh air kind of coming through the Sister Cities program. A lot of great opportunities coming up, the 30th anniversary of the Peace Accords, but I'm really excited about the visit of the, how do you say, the Viet System Ali?
Oh, yeah, Bait System Ali.
Yeah, thank you. I think that'll be a great opportunity. And it's what we've talked about, that Dayton has a unique role in giving our sister cities in both Israel and Palestine an opportunity to demonstrate what citizen-to-citizen diplomacy can do and the hope it can provide. So thank you.
For sure.
Okay, Commissioner Shaw.
Yeah, just a lot of good information here. Thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Joseph.
Excellent work. I just simply would say that this is what we need more in our foreign policy, more understanding, more dialogue, more getting together, and so keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay, we need your help at the nation's capital. Thank you so much for your presentation.
I'm fine sticking here.
Okay. All right, so last year, do you have any additions, deletions, or comments to the calendar?
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to request the addition of Emergency Resolution Number 6861-25, appointing a member to the Board of Directors of the Dayton-Montgomery County Port Authority and declaring an emergency. That is all I have, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Dixon, any additions, deletions, or comments to the calendar?
Your Honor, this morning I have no additions or deletions to this morning's calendar. I do have one item I would like to highlight, which is an award of contract, B4, which is an award of contract with the Dayton-Miami Valley Entrepreneur Center, doing business as the Entrepreneur Center, for the operation of an inclusive business recovery opportunity center. And you all may recall that this work actually started prior to COVID. We had worked with Bruce Katz at the NOAC Metro Finance Lab at Drexel University to do a study as to the status of Dayton's minority business community and how we fared compared across the nation. And that study, that Dayton Economic Recovery Plan, indicated that if we just grew our black and brown businesses to be on par, we could create an additional 500 companies or businesses and over 4,000 employees. And of course, we were very interested in pursuing that. Thankfully, the Dayton Recovery Plan opportunity came about with the ARPA funding. So this is another investment that's being brought to you by our ARPA-funded Dayton Recovery Plan. And I was very pleased to be able to share this vision with a group of very committed and passionate stakeholders, many of whom are here today, and be able to rely on the leadership of Lachey Lofton for the last 4 years in making sure that we went through a very inclusive strategic process. So at this point in time, I would like to call forward Ms. Lachey Lofton, our Deputy City Manager, who helped lead this effort to do a presentation for.
Okay.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. To our mayor and commissioners, the city manager, Dick Steen, and our clerk. I am Lachey Lofton, Deputy City Manager, and it is truly an honor to be here today at this pivotal moment in our continued journey towards inclusive economic growth. On today's commission calendar, you are considering the approval of an agreement that will award $2.4 million in Dayton Recovery Plan funds to the Entrepreneur Center and the Miami Valley Urban League, two organizations that are deeply rooted in this community, to launch and manage this inclusive center. The moment represents the culmination of several years of focused, data-driven, and community-informed work between the City of Dayton and our team at Next Street. With vision, urgency, and collaboration, we've engaged more than 30 small business owners, stakeholders, and leaders across the ecosystem to better understand the state of Dayton's entrepreneurial systems. Together, we've built a comprehensive business and financial plan grounded in equity, access, and long-term sustainability. I have to thank Ms. Dick Steen for her vision and for the trust that she placed in me to help lead this incredible effort. I want to express also deep gratitude to our consultants, Next Street. We could not have found a better partner to work with our community. And with Next Street was GTB Advisors and Aquapidance for their skilled leadership and expertise in guiding our team and community through this intensive process. I would also like to acknowledge and appreciate the outstanding work of our city-dedicated team, particularly Veronica Morris in Economic Development and Lamont Hall at our Human Relations Council. They've worked side by side with me and our community leaders and our ecosystem partners every step of the way, and all together this collective wisdom and leadership committed countless hours to ensuring that the IBROC planning team and all of the stakeholders got to this point today. With your approval this evening, Dayton is taking a bold and tangible step forward to ensure that all entrepreneurs, especially those historically underrepresented, have the tools, support, and opportunity to thrive. And at this time, I'd like to call up Donald Jones of Next Street to provide you an overview of this journey we've been on and how we've arrived at this exciting moment today.
Thank you, Lachey. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager Dick Steen. Good morning. My name is Donald Jones. I'm a partner at Next Street. Next Street is the nation's leading small business solutions provider, and our mission is to help small business ecosystems build their capacity, the resources, and the infrastructure they need to thrive. So I'm going to say a few words about sort of how we worked together with Equipendence, led by Gail Francis Johnson, and GTB Advisors, led by Gloria Ware, to really help the city's vision come to reality. So I'll give you a quick overview of a quick recap, because I think many of you have been briefed on this, the quick recap of the process that we led. So we carried this work out in 4 phases. First, visioning and alignment, really working with the stakeholders that you see at the bottom of the presentation there to really get aligned on the goals. The second phase was gathering facts, sort of building on what was outlined in the recovery playbook, going deeper on the data, conducting interviews, testing kind of what our findings were with the planning team and the working group, and then using a community-led, a community co-design process, really exploring options to address the gaps that we found from the data, and then finally building out the business plan, which really fleshed out what are the programmatic services, as well as the economic and financial model that the IBROC would need to sustain itself for years to come.
Excuse me, Mr. Jones. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
Do you have a bit of an eye chart? Do you have just a summary of your presentation? Did you already provide that, or could you provide that to us?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you, Your Honor.
So in terms of the solutions or the direction that was selected by the planning team, so there were two roles that were important for the IBROC to play. The first was convener, and the second was capacity builder. For convener, this was really focused on how to leverage the IBROC to become the coordination and collaboration mechanism across the business support and capital provider ecosystem locally here in Dayton. The second is capacity builder, leveraging the expertise of the Urban League and the Entrepreneur Center, as well as their partnerships that they will cultivate to bring in outside expertise and resources to address the gaps that exist across the service provider ecosystem here in Dayton. To keep the momentum going from following the development of the plan, we stayed on board and working with the city to really sustain that momentum. So we set up a selection committee to select the Urban League and to design the RFP process, the competitive RFP process, by which the Urban League and the Entrepreneur Center was selected. We also led key implementation activities, the go-to-market work, really working with some local organizations to set up the brand assets and development, and you'll hear a little bit more about that in a moment, as well as stand up an advisory board. So there will be an independent board of community stakeholders that will oversee the IBROC so that it maintains its independence, but that it ensures that they continue to work towards the common shared goals identified and laid out and approved by the community board. And then lastly, we've been supporting over the last few weeks the handoff to the local organizations that will then move to launch and to activation. And lastly, I just wanted to share that here are the names of the community stakeholders that worked on the selection, and then we are also tomorrow kicking off our first board meeting with the advisory board members that the selection committee and the planning team members helped to inform. And I'd like to invite one of our key stakeholders, Belinda Stinson, to just say a few words about her participation in the planning process, as well as the selection committee and helping us compose the advisory board.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Donald. Good morning, Mayor, City Commissioners, City Manager. I am honored to stand here before you. Well, no, I'm thrilled to stand here before you today. As the City Manager said, it was 4 years ago that she convened a group of folks, and I'm thankful that I was in that room. I'm not just a supporter for the IBROC, but I'm someone that has been engaged, deeply engaged, in every major phase of the development of the project. From the first brainstorming session to community roundtables and collaborative planning meetings, I've seen firsthand the intentionality, the transparency, and the care that has shaped this event. And because of that, I can say with confidence, this initiative reflects the heart of our community and what is truly needed to ensure that no business is left behind. IBROC is more than just another program. It's a missing link in our small business support system here in the Dayton community. Very early in the process, Ms. Lawton stated, IBROC is not designed to replicate or compete with what's already being done by our amazing business support organizations. Instead, IBROC exists to build capacity, to convene partners, and to connect entrepreneurs to the right resources at the right time. It's about strengthening the entire network together. And that's where the real value lies. By coordinating resources, aligning service delivery, and sharing tools and training, IBROC is going to make the path clear for our entrepreneurs. Less friction, more clarity, better outcomes. This is a model rooted in collaboration, not competition, and I truly believe it will uplift every part of our ecosystem. For the last 13 years, I've been committed to the growth and success of diverse businesses. This year, I've seen an unprecedented number of communities statewide and chambers across the country that are now struggling with providing services to minority-owned businesses. IBROC isn't just about launching a new program. It's about launching a new way of supporting entrepreneurs and working together to ensure we leave no business behind. I give a big shout out to Next Street. They assembled an amazing, powerful team with Equipendix and GTB advisors. Finally, I look forward to continuing a long-standing partnership with Scott Korndike and the Entrepreneur Center. Scott, I think it's been almost a decade. We've done programming locally and nationally. And I also look forward to strengthening our relationship with the Miami Valley Urban League and Nicole Miller. So I introduce to you, you probably already know him, I know you do, who doesn't know Scott Korndike?
Commission, what a pleasure it is once again to stand in front of you. Thank you, Mayor and Commission and City Manager, for the opportunity. Yes. My thrill is very much in line with what Belinda just said, but what I am most thrilled about is not only the chance to get to stand in front of you, but to get to stand in front of you with Nicole. This is a true partnership. This is a circumstance that the Entrepreneur Center could not do this work without the Urban League, and the Urban League could not do this work without the Entrepreneur Center. That sense of true partnership, the long-standing relationship that Nicole and I have had, really infuses everything that we want to do. So what is it that we want to do? Give you a sense of the mission and the vision. Then Nicole and I are going to talk a little bit about the tactics that we're going to go through. I'm just going to pick some key terms out here. You can read the vision and mission statement, but just to pull the sort of the threads out of this vision statement. A community where untapped entrepreneurs feel supported. Untapped entrepreneurs. Where do we find those untapped entrepreneurs? How do we reach those untapped entrepreneurs? That's the role of IBROC. Make sure those untapped entrepreneurs feel supported and equipped to leverage the essential tools and resources of the community. I've stood at this podium before and I've said to you, Dayton is blessed to have a multitude of organizations that are helping entrepreneurs and helping small businesses. This really connects those organizations together and lets us speak with a single vision and a single voice. That's really the function of IBROC, to make sure that we speak with that common vision and voice and connect entrepreneurs to these resources. Turning my attention to the mission statement briefly, again, pulling out these key terms. Uplift these untapped entrepreneurs. This is not about doing the same work that we do every day. It is about using the really excellent organizations in this community to do the work that we do every day in a more efficient, a more effective, and a more wide-ranging way. It's data-driven. One of the things I know that I try to do every time I stand in front of this commission is give you a sense of what your investment is yielding for the community. So we started with data. We started with these small businesses. We will, as we present to you over the years, bring that data back to you, what the impact of this IBROC is going to have in the community. Fostering collaboration with these business support organizations. We shorten that to BSOs. These business support organizations, again, that Dayton is blessed to have in our community. Those BSOs are the people who are going to do this work. IBROC is going to knit that collection of organizations together and deliver new services and expanded services to entrepreneurs. And then we want to be transparent to the community. Belinda said it really well. From the moment that this started 4 years ago, there hasn't been a single thing that we haven't done in a transparent way. There hasn't been a single meeting that we've had that hasn't included community members. There's not a single organization that hasn't had a seat at the table. And as you heard earlier, 30 different organizations, small businesses, participated in the lead up to today. So that's the vision and the mission. Again, if I could leave you with anything, any summary of that vision and mission, it would be common voice and common vision. That's what IBROC really lets us develop and lets us release to the community. And again, I'm thrilled to be joined by Nicole. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the details, kind of where we're going in the next couple of years.
Good morning, Mayor, Commissioners, City
Good morning.
Manager, Clerk. How are you today?
Great.
I want to echo what Scott said, but take it a little further, is that when we independently, our organizations approached this, we realized there were some gaps that both of us had. And we came to the table, egos aside, and basically made a decision that we were working towards the mission. We were mission driven. We believed, because both of us had been a part of a lot of these meetings, that we understood and knew what we needed to do in order to host the IBROC. So with that, I would say the Miami Valley Urban League is honored to serve in the convening role for the IBROC, co-hosted in partnership with the Entrepreneur Center here in Dayton. Together, we are committed to building an inclusive, equitable business ecosystem that supports both providers, service providers, and entrepreneurs, no matter where they are on their journey. Our focus is twofold: supporting business service organizations that are doing the hard work of guiding, training, and resourcing entrepreneurs, and directly engaging entrepreneurs themselves, from those just getting started to those scaling and growing established ventures. As conveners, the Urban League leads outreach, data management, and reporting. Our outreach is designed to be inclusive and far-reaching, making sure that both organizations and entrepreneurs know they are seen, supported, and part of the ecosystem. Our data management practices ensure we're capturing meaningful information that tells a story of progress and impact, and our commitment to transparent, timely reporting keeps us all aligned and accountable to the outcomes we aim to achieve. This is more than recovery. It's about creating sustainable opportunity, equitable growth, and a thriving small business community in Dayton. We're proud to play a role in this important work and excited to move forward together.
Thank you, Nicole. I'll just say a couple of words about the capacity building function. Nicole talked about the convening function. From a capacity building perspective, our focus is going to be really amplifying the voices of the individual business service and business support organizations, providing sort of a common platform of connection, a common platform of understanding, of equipping those organizations to train. You see, as we train the trainer, bring sort of a common platform, a common strength across the community, all of the organizations that are supporting these small businesses. We do want, as I said, be driven by data. So we'll do some small business needs assessment. We will constantly listen to that feedback, as we have long done as partners, listen to the feedback from the small business community, and we'll adjust as time goes on. We'll adjust what IBROC is. But ultimately, we also want to bring some new things to the community. Nicole and I have had a chance to spend time with peers across the state, across the country. There are things that we can bring into practice here in Dayton that IBROC is a unique platform. So together, from a capacity building perspective and a convening perspective, again, we intend to amplify the voice of small business, those unseen, unsupported entrepreneurs, as we use IBROC as a platform to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I know my commissioners have some thoughts and questions, and before we go into that, Ms. Blackshear, do we have any citizens who are registered to speak on calendar items?
None on calendar items.
Good. So commissioners, Commissioner Turner-Sloss, comments, questions?
Yes, thank you,
Great
Your Honor.
presentation. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Dickstein, for bringing this recommendation before us. Ms. Lofton, thank you for your leadership in spearheading this initiative. Mr. Jones, Ms. Johnson, I believe, and Ms. Ware, thank you all for your work and your collaboration on this effort. Ms. Stinson, Mr. Kleindyke, and Ms. Miller, thank you for your leadership and your willingness to participate and to lead this effort. Just a couple of questions. Remind me again, and just for the public's awareness as well, remind me of the governing structure. I know we have the advisory board. The first meeting is tomorrow. And so just remind us again of the governing structure. From my understanding, the Miami Valley will play its role in the data collection and the following the metrics and so forth. Do I have that right? Okay.
As well as the outreach and, making sure that we're reporting to the community outcomes.
Okay.
Yeah, from a governance perspective, I would start from the perspective that what you have in front of you is a contract with the Dayton Miami Valley Entrepreneur Center. So we're the lead entity, but that is a pragmatic choice. That is not a programmatic choice. We are very much joined at the hip structurally, strategically. So from a governance perspective, Nicole and I will take direction from the advisory committee. So the advisory committee, you saw earlier, the members of that advisory committee, we will report and respond to those individuals. Our reports will be delivered to them as they make their way to you. So we take direction from this advisory board. We take that very seriously. Both Nicole and I have long experience in reporting to organizations and entities outside of our board or our organizational structures, and so we'll very much follow that process.
Okay. And this is independent of the city, right?
Correct.
It is.
Thank you. And then what's the cadence, the frequency of the reporting that you all mentioned? And I know it's still early on, but has that been identified? Not yet?
No.
Okay.
So contractually, we are required to quarterly report to the advisory board and then to the commission. I think to your point, Commissioner, we will decide and we will understand through the advisory board's perspective and your feedback, city manager's feedback, is that the right tempo? Maybe quarterly is too much. Maybe it's not enough. But at least contractually, we are obligated and excited about sending metrics on a quarterly basis.
Okay, great. Thank you. And then it will be housed in the Entrepreneur Center as well as the Urban Lead, and so that customers, clients, whatever have you, the public, they can frequent either office. Is that how it will work, or?
It's actually going to be housed at the Dayton Arcade.
Okay.
So both Nicole and I headquarter our organizations there, and it will have its own independent space.
Very
So
good.
one of the first things we're doing, and it may be a question, and if so, I apologize for jumping forward, but one of the first things that Nicole and I are doing in partnership with the advisory board is staffing the IBROC.
Okay.
And so that staff, which probably is 2 or 3 people ultimately, that staff will exist and operate out of the Dayton Arcade. That was a vision that was intentionally set many, many years ago.
Okay. Will these be new hires, or they will come from your existing organizations that will fill the office?
So
I guess I'm putting a plug in for anyone who's interested.
there will be some new hires.
New hires,
Yeah,
okay.
There will be some.
All right.
Yeah, in the interim, in the early period, obviously we want to get going really quickly.
Right.
And so both Nicole and I will be using some existing staff to make sure that we tether the IBROC to a tempo that satisfies, frankly, the commission and the advisory board, but ultimately new positions.
Well, very exciting. Thank you all for entertaining my questions, and I look forward to further supporting. And if we can have additional information as to how, we can start shifting any small business owners, entrepreneurs to your offices for additional services.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fairchild.
Yeah, just echo those words of gratitude. Ms. Stenson, I really like your words of eagerness and excitement and enthusiasm, so thank you. And it's infectious. And so I think that's what we wanted to see come out of this, is that there's a spirit that we can build upon, and hopefully this spirit can be propelled and get momentum and a movement to draw folks there. And Mr. Horndyke, I like your word, untapped entrepreneurs, because what we know in our community is we need to do every tactic to be able to bring businesses to Dayton. We need to attract new businesses, but really our growth is going to come from this work. And we know that the jobs of the future house in this project. And
So I claim no credit for that word. That was probably a 45-minute discussion in the planning group. We debated different words and ultimately untapped make the most sense.
Yeah.
I think it sends the right kind of message and it identifies the right kind of
Yeah.
entrepreneurs that we think would benefit. But that was very much in keeping with the nature of the conversations we had.
Well, that's great, and it does resonate. And so hopefully that word goes out throughout the community, that any untapped entrepreneur who's out there and hears this is attracted down to these resources. What's the one question I had was, what's the long-term sustainable funding for the IBROC?
So the long-term plan is we're going to spend a year proving the model and demonstrating the impact to the commission and to the community. So for the first year, the sustainability really is on the shoulders of Nicole and I, and frankly, the funding that we hope that you'll support. Turning our attention in probably month 12, month 13, we have a commitment, both intentional and strategic, to bring back to our advisory board a sustainability plan. Certainly notionally understand what it's going to take to sustain the IBROC. Certainly we understand that that's going to be a collection of probably private funding, public funding, foundational funding. There's a number of sources that we'll look at. But at least in this first year, it's about proving the model. It's about making sure we're making that impact. And then, Commissioner, turning our attention to making sure over the remaining year and a half or 2 years that we build a sustainability path so that this does continue well beyond the funding that we hope to receive from you.
All right. Great, thank you.
Hey, Commissioner Shaw.
Yeah, well, I'm also thrilled, Belinda, that you all are doing this. It's been a long time coming, 4 years. Wow, it flew by. But I know that you all have been putting in an extraordinary amount of effort in building this IBROC out. So I'm just really happy that this is here in our community. We know that entrepreneurship, small business drives this economy locally and nationally. And these small businesses need to be supported, especially in these trying times. So I just look forward to hearing about the return on the investment. It's not a small amount of money that we're putting up, but I'm confident that you're going to be able to get the job done, and we'll see some good results. So thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Joseph.
Thank you, Mayor. Just like my colleagues, I want to thank you all, thank city staff, everyone, Lachey, who really worked hard on this. This is an exciting program. I think beyond what my colleagues have said, all excellent comments, I just wanted to foot stomp the fact that this is filling a need in the community that you all looked at it across the board, looked at the process from beginning to end, and this is something that wasn't being addressed. So I really appreciate that. Appreciate the partners coming together to figure out the best way to address it. And I think with this whole field, right, with this part of the ecosystem that wasn't filled, I think we can expect great things. So not to set the bar too high, but I'm very excited. So thank you all.
Yeah, this is a great use of our ARPA funds. And while we have led the region in terms of job growth over the last 12 years, minority businesses were not growing to that extent. And so the vision for our city manager and staff and team, thank you all so much for doing the work that you're doing. This is very special for our city of Dayton. I know we had some controversy when we started discussing this at the very beginning, but I'm happy that we all came together and made a decision that was something best for the citizens of Dayton. So again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Okay. So, Commissioners, any additional questions, comments on City Manager's recommendations?
I have none, Your Honor.
None? We all good? Okay, then I accept the motion then to approve the City Manager's recommendations.
Your Honor, I move to approve the city manager's recommendations.
Second, Your Honor.
Okay, been probably moved and seconded to support the City Manager's recommendations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, thank you. Legislation, Ms. Blackshear.
First reading emergency resolution number 6856-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 030-46763 renewal, B&B Lounge and Patio, LLC, doing business as B&B Lounge, 2914 Salem Avenue, Dayton, Ohio, 45406, and declaring an emergency.
Your Honor, being declared an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of resolution number 6856-25.
Second the motion, Your Honor.
Okay. being declared an emergency for resolution number 685625. I'd like to have a resolution to approve that. Vote.
Second reading,
Wait,
emergency.
point of order. I think we need to take a vote on the first vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Yeah, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6856-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 030-46763, renewal, B&B Lounge and Patio, LLC, doing business as B&B Lounge, 2914 Salem Avenue, Dayton, Ohio, 45406. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading, emergency resolution number 6857-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 65164777-0005, renewal, Ohio Chiefs Bar and Lounge, LLC, doing business as Ohio Chiefs Lounge Bar and Lounge, 1124 Leo Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45404, and declaring an emergency.
Having been declared an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of Resolution 6857-25.
Second, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to have resolution number 6857 declared an emergency. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6857-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 6516477-0005, renewal, Ohio Chiefs Bar and Lounge, LLC, doing business as Ohio Chiefs Bar and Lounge, 1124 Leo Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45404. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading, emergency resolution number 6858-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 53777780, renewal, MS2 Carryout, LLC, doing business as Delphus Carryout, 2903 West 3rd Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45417, and declaring an emergency.
Your Honor, being declared as an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of emergency resolution 6858-25.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to have resolution number 685825 declared an emergency. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6858-25, objecting to the issuance of liquor permit number 53777780, renewal, MS2 Carryout, LLC, doing business as Delphus Carryout, 2903 West 3rd Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45417. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading, emergency resolution number 6859-25, approving the submission of a grant application for the fiscal year 2025 Ohio Airport Grant Program to the Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the State of Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, in an amount not to exceed $749,550.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton and declaring an emergency.
Your Honor, resolution number 6859-25 being declared an emergency, I move for its immediate passage.
Second, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to have resolution number 6859-25 declared an emergency. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6859-25, approving the submission of a grant application for the fiscal year 2025 Ohio Airport Grant Program to the Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the State of Ohio Department of Transportation, Office of Aviation, in an amount not to exceed $749,550.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading, emergency resolution number 6860-25, authorizing the acceptance of grant awards from the State of Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Emergency Management Agency, in an amount not to exceed $2,800,000.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton to support emergency protective measures for the 2025 NATO Parliamentary Assembly, authorizing the city manager to execute necessary agreements and declaring an emergency.
Your Honor, being declared an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of resolution numbers 6860-25.
Second the motion, Your Honor.
It's been probably moved and seconded to declare emergency resolution number 6860-25 as emergency. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6860-25, authorizing the acceptance of grant funds from the State of Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Emergency Management Agency, in an amount not to exceed $2,800,000.00 on behalf of the City of Dayton to support emergency protective measures for the 2025 NATO Parliamentary Assembly, authorizing the city manager to execute necessary agreements. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading ordinance number 32143-25, authorizing the rehiring of Major Brian Johns to the unclassified position of Major in the Dayton Police Department. Sorry about that.
All right. Good.
Second reading resolution number 6855-25, declaring the intention of the commission to vacate the alley east of North Terry Street from the East 3rd Street to the alley north of East 3rd Street. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
And for the legislation that was added, first reading emergency resolution number 6861-25, appointing a member to the Board of Directors of the Dayton Montgomery County Port Authority and declaring an emergency.
Having been declared an emergency, I move for the immediate passage of resolution number 6861-25.
Second.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to have emergency resolution 6861-25 declared an emergency. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6861-25, appointing a member to the Board of Directors of the Dayton Montgomery County Port Authority. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Shaw.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
That is all the legislation. Your
Okay,
Honor.
thank you. So I have a board appointment.
Yes. I move to reappoint Michelle Roberts to the Greater Dayton Premier Management Board for a term ending June 30, 2030.
Second the motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to reappoint Michelle Roberts to the Greater Dayton Premier Management Board for a term ending June 30th, 2030. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay. Thank you. Ms. Blackshear, do you have any citizens who are registered to speak?
Your Honor, we have 3 citizens who have registered to speak. I would like to state that there is a 3-minute time limit. As you address this commission, we ask that you state your name and address for the record. At that time, I will turn on the green light. When the green light comes on, you will have 3 minutes to speak. After you have spoken 2.5 minutes, a yellow light will come on. You will have 30 seconds remaining to speak. When the red light comes on, you will be asked to cease your comments and to take your seat. To the audience in attendance, please be mindful this is a business meeting, and we kindly request that during this portion of the meeting, you refrain from any hand clapping, finger snapping, and conversations that will prevent the City Commission from hearing the speaker's comments. I call to the podium Darrell Lee.
Hello, my name is Darrell Lee. I live 1903 East 3rd Street, Dayton, Ohio, 45403.
You may begin.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm speaking regarding of the government laws provided by Children's Services, provided that they don't follow their own laws. If anywhere in the United States provided to the government that family or friends are allowed to get children from family that's been taken from. And second, I was want to speak on that the government don't follow their own rules and provide the laws that the government provide to them, because I have been shot 12 times, and this guy only get charged with a felonious assault, which if I was dead, they would never found the guy, and I'm alive. I think he should be charged with attempted murder. You know, I got 12 bullets in my head, and excuse me, that the government provide that any criminal, anybody, any party, female, male together, male or female together, is a charge, is associate. So if somebody shot me and somebody was there with them, they should be charged as associate anywhere in the United States of America. And far as Children's Services, if the laws provided to Children's Services, like if any family or friends allowed to take these children, they allowed. That's provided anywhere in the United States of America. No further questions.
Thank you, Mr.
No, sir.
Burrell.
For your comment.
So if you stay after the meeting, we'll make sure you get directed in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Eric Walker.
All right. Good morning, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, Clerk. So I wanted to come before you
Good morning.
Name and address for the...
Eric Walker, 22 Rowe Avenue, Dayton, Ohio, 45406. So I wanted to come today because there was a press conference done a few weeks ago regarding public transportation for high school students. To set the record straight, DPS pays $4 million to RTA for bus passes. I believe all of you know that. However, you chose to stand with Republican legislators who don't want to fund public education, but want to give the Cleveland Browns $600 million. Let's really talk about what the real cause is out here. Commissioner Fairchild and Commissioner Turner-Sloss, I want to thank you for standing the ground last year. $4 million for youth programming has yet to see what anything else is done around youth services. If the city really want to make an impact statement, then let's go to the table and really figure out how to move transportation for high school students. We pay that $4 million. Does the city have $5 million on it to do something about it? Does the county, does the state, does RTA have $5 million to do something about it? RTA came before you last week and did a statement. We paid $30,000 a month for safety and security at the hub and at the library. Nobody else contributes to anything with our overtime. But meanwhile, the RTA will give the city $1.6 million a year for police services at the hub. So let's really look at what's causing things out here. Don't get out here and take pictures with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett where you're not even standing the ground just like she is. Congressman John Lewis said it best, get in good trouble. I've been doing it. Hopefully one day you'll actually do it. But at the end of the day, you are elected to do a job. Don't sit here in those mediocre seats if you're not really going to stand for something. To stand with Republican legislators who the governor said, I want to give $600 million to public education, and these same legislators took that and said they can get $200 million. It costs the district $1,800 to transport a student. The state gives up $700 back. RTA bus passes cost $60. RTA charges the district $80. Let's really talk about actually changing things and not do these mediocre clown behavior press conferences. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Really
Walker.
appreciate your comments. Thank you.
That is all.
Okay.
No,
So-
Vice Chair, I thought-
We got
I'm
one more?
sorry.
Yes.
Nicole Stargell.
Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. That's okay.
Your name and address for the record, please.
Nicole Stargell, 1117 Broadmoor Drive, Dayton, Ohio, 45419.
You want to come a little closer.
Good morning, everyone, commissioners, mayor, clerk Blackshear.
Good morning.
Thank you. I am here to talk about the Oregon District and specifically out on 5th. I'm the vice president of the Oregon District Business Association. We are gearing up for a new Out on 5th season, and we're really excited about that. But with a lot of the changes that are happening in our economy and in our neighborhood, opinions on Out on 5th have been varied and a little bit polarizing. While the majority of our business members and leadership do want to see Out on 5th more than once a month, there are some businesses who are a little bit disappointed with the way that Out on 5th is sort of working for their business. And a lot of businesses have issues with a couple of things. One of those things being parking. All of the parking lots in the district are owned by developers who are not business owners in the district. There are weird apps that sometimes work, sometimes don't. There are lights that don't work. There's trash. There are groups congregating in the middle of the night. It's not sort of a welcoming environment for people to want to come down and spend their dollars. The lack of police presence in the district. It's an entertainment district. There's a lot of food and drink that happens down there. Music, art, it's really lovely, but it also needs to be secure and feel secure and have the perception of security, and it just doesn't. I'm here because we need support from the city. We've had a lot of conversations with individual police officers and different people who work like within city management on different levels, but it seems like nothing is getting done. We need signage that doesn't embarrass us. Currently, every year, there's a road close sign that's kind of broken, kind of dirty, and it makes it look like the district is abandoned and empty before anybody even sets foot in the neighborhood. At the beginning of Out on 5th, we were told there was going to be directional signage, aesthetic signage that reflected the vibrancy of the district. That certainly has not happened. We need parking solutions that make sense. People can park and walk to so many entertainment areas in the suburbs, and they don't feel comfy about paying expensive fees and walking kind of far and being harassed then by people on the street who are struggling with mental health and being unhoused. And while we as business owners and managers do our best to sort of coexist with all of the people in our community, we're not trained to do that. So again, the safety measures that I think the city could help with, we would really appreciate some support from you guys to help keep the district vibrant and beautiful and amazing.
Okay.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you for your comments, and you please stay for a moment. We have a member of staff get clear on your concerns.
Okay, thanks, I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
That's
it. All right. Ms. Dixon, any closing comments?
Your Honor, I do have some closing comments today. Prior to starting my first set of closing comments, I would like to invite forward John Reich, our Director of Information Technology, and Vanessa Moon, our Office Manager for the Department of Technology. So this morning, it is my distinct pleasure to recognize two exceptional members of our city's team who have been honored at Technology First's 11th Annual Leadership Awards ceremony on April 3rd. These awards highlight the incredible talent and dedication within our Department of Information Technology, which continues to drive innovation and excellence in our city's technological infrastructure. Technology First has been the go-to trade association for technology professionals, businesses, and tech enthusiasts. It represents at least 165 member companies and over 1,400 technology professionals. Their annual leadership awards recognize outstanding contributions and excellence in technology leadership throughout our region. It is with great pride that I acknowledge John Reich, our Chief Information Officer, who has been named Technology Executive of the Year. This prestigious award recognizes his exemplary leadership, vision, strategic direction for our IT department. Now, he's going to be very humble and talk about his team, who largely is here present. But this, I will remind you, is a new leadership position. We reestablished this position. We sought out talent who had the experience and the ability to provide that vision, that direction, that stick to it, because there are a lot of things that could be worked on in our IT infrastructure throughout the city. But John has taken a very data-driven approach, very measured approach, very impactful approach. So really appreciate his strong leadership for the talented team that delivers on that leadership. Under John's leadership, our city has vastly enhanced our cybersecurity measures, modernized our infrastructure and legacy systems, served on many technology panels throughout the region, and initiated partnerships such as the University of Dayton and CareSource to plan and conduct the first annual Digital Equity Day Dayton. John consistently demonstrated the ability to align technology initiatives with our city's strategic goals, ensuring that we deliver exceptional services to our residents while maintaining operational efficiency. This recognition reflects not only his personal values and passion for service and justice, but also the collaborative efforts of our entire IT team. I'm equally delighted to recognize our IT department's office manager, Vanessa Moon, who received the inaugural Unsung Hero of the Year award. This new award fittingly acknowledges those vital team members whose contributions often happen behind the scenes but are absolutely essential to success. Vanessa has become an integral member of our IT department with various tasks such as ensuring smooth operations, constructing internal IT communications, organizing training and team building, while serving on 4 of our organizational committees, spearheading AI implementation at the city, and providing project coordination on Innovate Dayton, our enterprise resource planning system transformation. Her exceptional organizational skills, problem-solving abilities, administrative support, and dedication to serving others are what make her a valued member of our city team. In closing, these awards from Technology First reflect not just individual excellence, but also our city's commitment to technological advancement and innovation in public service. Please join me in congratulating John Reich and Vanessa Moon on these well-deserved recognitions. Thank you both for your outstanding contributions to our city, and congratulations on this well-deserved awards.
Comments?
Good morning, Mayor, Commissioners, Madam Clerk, and City Manager. I appreciate this recognition, and I thank God for this humbling honor of receiving the Unsung Hero of the Year award from Technology First. I was amongst amazing finalists, so I'm thankful for the selection committee, as well as Melissa Kuchar and the entire Technology First team. I am especially proud to share this moment with my boss and our entire IT department. While I'm not the most technical person in the room, I love the constant challenge of learning technology and, most importantly, working with those who are. This award represents the dedication, our dedication behind the scenes of supporting our fellow public servants across the city. So we are extremely grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve and continue to innovate Dayton. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, just a couple brief comments. Pardon me. Leadership is a team sport, and you don't do it alone. And so let me acknowledge a couple of people that have been, or groups that have been really important. First, to you all. Over the last 4 years, we've brought a lot of investments forward that are pretty expensive. You all have backed us and supported us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To Shelley, Joe, and Lachey, I've never been in an environment that is more conducive to leadership excellence. It's really refreshing to be able to go out and lead, have the support you need, but have the freedom to make decisions. I'd also like to thank my my fellow directors. I've never worked with a more impressive group of leaders, and so they challenge me and inspire me to be better every day. And lastly, my team. You can't be a good leader if you don't have people that are willing and ready to be led. And so I joke all the time, the one thing that all Hall of Fame coaches have in common, we're Hall of Fame players, right? And so I think the real appreciation goes to the IT folks in the back.
Please ask them to stand. John, please stand. Yes, please stand.
Please stand.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, Ms. Dixon.
The only other comment I'd like to make, Mayor, is in regards to Ms. Stargill's comments on Out on Fifth. Out on Fifth is certainly a program that the city supports. However, it is an initiative by the Oregon Business District, and it is as it operates, as it evolves, ebbs and flows, it is under the purview of the ODBA. We have a number of departments that are supporting that. We will certainly continue to work on that partnership along with the Downtown Dayton partnership on making sure that we are supporting a positive experience within for those who come down and take in the Oregon District. I will also remind you that with the expansion of the DORA and the growth within fire blocks, activities, and still up by the baseball stadium, there is a lot of things going on now at night. And while the Oregon District does have fixed post policing at peak times, they do get pulled into other directions as things occur across downtown in our variety of entertainment districts. But we will continue to work on that partnership and follow up with some of these concerns.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Blackshear, some closing comments?
Yes, Your Honor. There's a work session on the Dayton Housing Network immediately following the meeting this morning in the city manager's large conference room.
Okay,
That is
thank
all.
you. Appreciate it. Commissioners, closing comments. Commissioner Turner-Sloss.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I just want to pull on that thread just a tad bit from Ms. Blackshear's comments. If we could have, at all possible, our partners with the Dayton Housing Network, if they could please stand and be recognized. I believe a number of them are here still. Please, if you don't mind standing. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for all of your work. I look forward to the work session immediately following the commission meeting. So again, thank you for being here, and thank you for your work as well. Thank you, Ms. Blackshear. Thank you, Ms. Dickstein, for your comments and for bringing forward Mr. John Reich and Ms. Moon. That is awesome. Words cannot express just the admiration and just the excitement that I have for you all in receiving that honor and that award and making the city of Dayton look great. So thank you for being who you are, your leadership, and for serving the residents in the city of Dayton and being a public servant that you are. So again, thank you to the entire IT department, and thank you, Mr. Reich, for your leadership. And a couple other comments. Brock, again, Ms. Lofton, thank you for your leadership. Mr. Jones, for your presentation. I look forward to reviewing the entire summary, if you will, the executive summary of the highlights that you provided to us this morning. Ms. Stinson, Mr. Kleindyke, Ms. Miller, thank you for being here. And I believe you have other staff members from your organization that are here as well. Ms. Epsy, good to see you, ma'am. And Mr. Leidy, thank you with Sister Cities and the entire Dayton Sister Cities Committee. And then I would also like to thank our residents who came out this morning to speak. Mr. Darrell, thank you for your comments, for being here. Ms. TJ, it's good to see you, ma'am, this morning. Mr. Walker, thank you for your comments. I really appreciate you being here this morning and for giving us those statistics and some of the information that many of us are not aware of. These are, in fact, critical times, and it calls for decision-making processes that are needed to direct our attention where those issues are in fact pressing. We have to come up with a solution. And to your point, it is a collaborative effort. So again, I extend my offer to help in any way at all possible. I'm willing to be a part of those conversations, knowing that we can't work in silos and that it is not a DPS issue or a city issue. It is in fact a community issue that we have to, again, work together. So again, we know that these issues are threatening our youth. We know that we're dealing with systemic issues that are root causes of poverty. So again, I invite you to have that conversation so we can do a deep dive and identify the way forward. Ms. Stargell, thank you for your comments. And from Ms. Dixon's comments, it looks like that you probably need to have a conversation and air your grievances with DDP, the Downtown Dayton Partnership. But with that being said, Ms. Dixon, I will ask that you please provide us with an update to keep us abreast on those conversations and how we can be a further support. So Ms. Stargell, if you could work with Ms. Dixon, and then again, I'll speak with you after the meeting to give you my information, because I would like to find out more information and again, how I can be more of support. And just a couple of other comments. Thank you, Ms. Reed, for providing the various number of events. Everyone is fully aware this Saturday is full of a number of events, and it is actually Rebuilding Together Day. Is that right? Do I have the 26th right? National Rebuilding Together Day. We also have our Living Cities project that will take place. I believe the kickoff will start at Revival Center and also at the Dream Center. So I hope everyone will come out this Saturday. I believe it starts at 9, and I believe the rally or the party will end at Revival Center at 1 p.m., if I have that correct. But nonetheless, please peruse the website to get more additional information. There are a number of hosting sites. And as mentioned, Ms. Reed has provided information. The Air Force will offer American Sign Language interpreted tours this Saturday on April the 26th. It's a part of a free guided tour. And if those who are interested will please review the National Air Force Museum for further information. So thank you, Ms. Reed, for providing that. And I believe that's all I have, Your Honor. Welcome back.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fairchild.
Yeah, to John Reich and Vanessa Moore, thank you. Just appreciate all the hard work you do. I remember when you came, you know, there's pros and cons of having a distributed management system and a centralized management system, and IT, I think, definitely needs to be centralized, and I can't imagine that all that went into bringing that, all those systems and departments together, monumental work, and you did it well, and I'm glad you're being recognized, and your whole team. So thank you for that good work. Well done. To Mr. Walker, I appreciate you being here. Last week we had citizens come and talk about the concerns they have around our young people. An idea that I put forth is to look at what we did with police reform, to have 5 working groups, and I think this would be something we need to do collaboratively with the school board and business leaders. Our young people, of course, need to be in those working groups. I understand the school board has a retreat this weekend. I hope that you guys will give that a lot of consideration and know that you have willing partners here. I've talked with my colleagues up here. It's time that we do something for our young people and something that's sustainable and substantial. So I look forward to working with you and the school board and other community members to make sure we get this done this time. And just, Ms. Stargell, thank you for being here. You gave us some really clear points. I look forward for the update on those as we go forward. Make sure that, we want, it's a continuation. We want a downtown that's safe and attractive and vibrant, and people coming and enjoying themselves, being able to live and work and play and learn in our downtown. And so we're glad to have you as a partner. Look forward to working with you. And on a personal note, yesterday was my daughter's 15th birthday, or no, Monday was her 15th birthday.
Okay.
Tuesday was Gotcha Day, and we're adoptive parents, and so we got her within about 36 hours of her birth and with about 3 hours notice. When she was young, we called her our little Papa John baby because she showed up at our door with hardly any time at all. I think we've been 9 months behind ever since. On Saturday, we're celebrating her quinceañera, and so I'm going to try to be out, but if you don't see me, know that I'm celebrating that joyous time with her, and I'm a very proud dad. So if you want to know more, I'll be glad to talk your ear off about my daughter.
Okay, that's understandable. Okay, Commissioner Shaw.
Well, congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Yeah. Just a couple announcements. The National Museum of the U.S. Air Force is offering free summer camps for students of all ages, including aerospace and cybersecurity programs, as well as an introduction to becoming a pilot. I think that's just a great opportunity. These hands-on programs are a great opportunity for our youth to explore STEM careers and develop new skills. All camps are completely free and include all necessary materials, and registration is now open on the museum website. Also, Learn to Earn Dayton is launching a new civic leadership program to empower local residents who want to get more involved in our community or even run for office. Participants will explore leadership opportunities, dive into key issues impacting Dayton families, and build the skills needed to make a real difference. This 8-month program starts in August and is a great opportunity for anyone passionate about community leadership. Applications open May 1st, and there are information sessions coming up at the Dayton Metro Library and on Zoom. You can learn more about the Learn to Earn Dayton website. That's all.
It. Okay. Commissioner Joseph.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one, you all already know that April is National Volunteer Month. I'm encouraging you to get out there with your valuable time and work on environmental actions if you can. One thing is happening this weekend is Five Rivers Metro Parks is putting together an Adopt a Park Day. So from 9 to noon this Saturday, along with 30 other events. They're bringing people together to clean up, do gardening, remove invasive species, general maintenance of the parks. We all love the jewel that Metro Parks are for our region. So if you haven't already committed yourself to one of the many great projects, consider going to Five River Metro Parks website, taking a look, and volunteering Saturday. Thank you again. Congratulations again to the IT team. Sometimes IT goes unthanked when you should be thanked, so I hope we're making up for some of that here today. But well done. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I'm going to recommend another member of your team, for your team, IT, Commissioner Shaw. We see if we can get the same kind of award next year. Okay? But really thank everybody for all the work that you've done, all the great presentations that we've had today, and for those who still have challenges, we are continuously working on those on a unified basis. In regards to the cleanup this weekend, I really want to thank the citizens of Dayton who have continuously worked to step up the cleanups that we've had throughout the city. There seem to be fewer points of evidence, if you will, where trash is out, but yet and still, I think that is partially because we don't have as many people throwing trash down, which is the real key to the issue in terms of dealing with the cleanups. If you don't throw the trash down, you don't have to pick it up. The aspect of having more and more of the cleanups throughout this city is a signal of great pride, increased pride that we have as far as the citizens are concerned. So I really thank all of you for doing the work that you're doing in those spaces. And we'll be out, all of us. And I'm sure Commissioner Fairchild will find some way to get out as well. Maybe bring your daughter and just go by and say hi if you can. Because we really do appreciate that, all of us up here, for people who come out and give their time. And more of the young people in the neighborhoods also are being engaged in this process. So, again, with no further business to come before this commission, love, peace for all, and hatred for none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.